So where exactly is the Nintendo Switch 2? Now I wanted to talk about this a little bit because there's been so much Switch 2 speculation and rumors and leaks all going around everywhere, and I haven't made any videos on the Switch 2 as of recently because, I mean, it's fun to talk about, it's interesting to talk about, but I just have felt the need to not really make a lot of content on it until like an official reveal or an official statement from Nintendo. But there's been so many interesting things going on. First of all, a bunch of people were invited to Nintendo headquarters, and we don't know, like devs and other people were invited to Nintendo HQ all at once, and I find that kind of interesting because we don't know much about any of this, and it's like it's a hint that a bunch of people were invited there for a reason. And what's the other reason why a bunch of devs and different people would be invited to Nintendo HQ secretly without even having to say anything about why they were there, other than the Nintendo Switch 2? Kind of makes a little bit of sense in a way. It's a little bit fishy, if you know what I'm saying. Now, there's been some leaks with the Switch 2 and what it looks like. There's been like dev kit type releases, and I don't know, some of this stuff might have just been 3D printers making stuff. And I don't believe really any of that because this has been going on for a while now. There's been Switch 2 leaks for the last like 3+ years. Let's be real here. Ever since the Switch OLED was coming around in 2021, I think it was, we have seen nothing but leaks and rumors about a Switch 2, a Switch successor, I should say. Because in 2019, we got the Switch Lite, and then in 2021, we got the Switch OLED. And ever since then, we've been getting nothing but leaks and rumors and leaks and rumors. Now, Nintendo did officially, of course, at one point say a statement that their new console would be announced before their next fiscal year is over, which is April of next year in 2025. But outside of that, Nintendo has never said anything whatsoever. So I just wanted to mention a little bit about this, and I'm curious to know people's thoughts on what the heck is going on right now. Now, we did not get, what is interesting to me, we did not get a Nintendo Direct in September. Normally we get a Nintendo Direct in September. We usually get one in like February, June, and September. But I feel like the June Direct really revealed everything they needed to reveal for the rest of this year, which makes complete sense. And I have talked to some people about this, and them not revealing the Switch 2 yet kind of made some sense so they can promote their games that are coming out the rest of this year. Because I don't want to show all the games that are releasing with the Switch 2 yet when they want their new games for the Switch that are out this year to sell a little bit better, you know, as they can. That way people aren't like your casual gamers that don't know anything about this really are just want to buy those games and don't want to save their money for the new console yet, you know, because they don't know anything about it. They don't know that it's even happening. Like, I've talked to some people and I said, oh yeah, I would love to go here, like to the New York store, for instance. I would love to go there for like the midnight launch of the next Nintendo console, the Switch successor or whatever that's coming out next year. And they're like, huh? There's a new Nintendo console coming out? A new Switch or something? And they look confused because they know nothing about this. These are people who maybe they own a Switch, but they're super casual gamers that they don't know anything about it. So the thing is like, it's just a very interesting thing to talk about and discuss. And I really, really want some people to talk in the comment section below. Let me know some things about the Switch 2. If you want me to make more videos on the Switch 2, I absolutely will. But it's a very interesting topic to talk about, especially with what's been going on recently, and there not being a Nintendo Direct in September. We could get a Direct in October, but normally we don't. Normally September is always the month that we get a Direct, so I find that very, very weird. So I feel like the new console should probably be revealed in October. I mean, if it's not going to be revealed in October, then the new Nintendo console ain't coming out till like holiday of next year. Like, it wouldn't be announced until March or April of next year because fiscal year ends in April. So it'd be announced before April of 2025. But that would mean it's not coming out till dang near holiday season of next year. And I kind of hope that's not the case. I genuinely hope that's not the case because all we know of that's coming out in 2025 right now from Nintendo is Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, which the price on that is already a topic in itself. I made a whole video on that if you want to check that out, on the pricing of that game and the controversy behind that remaster. But That's the only game we know about coming out in 2025 right now from Nintendo, and I think there is a perfectly good reason for that, because Nintendo is preparing to reveal this new console very, very soon. I really do believe it's going to be revealed in October. There's no reason why it won't, when all we know about next year is Donkey Kong Country Donkey Kong Country Returns HD coming to the Switch in January. We know nothing. We know absolutely nothing from Nintendo, so it's either we get a Nintendo Direct for the Switch, for Switch games coming out in the first quarter of next year, or the new console is going to be revealed in October. Because it's not being revealed. We're at the last 3 days of September, and Nintendo's not going to probably announce an event before it happens, because I don't think they did with the Nintendo Switch. Let me know, or the NX as we called it, and now we're calling this the Switch 2. Listen, that's a smart name. I'm not going to lie. Smart marketing name for people who are your casual gamers. But I just don't think it's going to be called the Switch 2. It's a smart name to call it, but I just don't think it's going to be called that. I really don't. I kind of hope it does. But I don't know. But I will say that I think it's coming. I really think it's happening in October. I'm confident to think either October or November, the new Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever the heck is going to be announced. Because we don't know any games coming out next year other than the beginning of January with Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. That is all that's coming out next year, early next year. I think that Nintendo is waiting because they have no reason to do a Direct. That's why they didn't do one in September, because they have no more games that are Switch exclusive only. We do have Prime 4, but we don't have a release date. We do have Pokemon ZA, but we don't have a release date. We haven't seen anything else on that. And Pokemon generally does their own thing. For the most part, usually they do their own separate directs anyways. So I'm not even hardly counting that. Prime 4, obviously we got to see more on that, but that's all we know. That's all we know. We know nothing else about the Switch 2. We know nothing else about when games are coming out next year, what games are coming out next year, other than Donkey Kong and Prime 4, which Prime 4 has no release date yet, which I would suspect the release date of that is not going to be shown until after the new console has been revealed and has a release date, because it's going to probably be a launch title between the Switch 2 as well as a game that releases on the Nintendo Switch as well as itself. As for Pokemon, hard to say with them. Hard to say if that's only going to be on Switch or if it's going to be on the new console. It really just depends on if the technology they're using in that game, because it's another Legends game, if it's worthy of being one of those launch titles. I hope so. I really hope so, because if you think about it, imagine if the Switch 2 released with Pokemon ZA, Metroid Prime 4, and a 3D Mario game, and some kind of party game. There'd have to be some kind of party game or whatever the heck at launch, sports game, you name it. There's always one of those. That'd be an insanely strong lineup. Insanely strong lineup. Metroid, Pokemon, and Mario all at launch, whether it's a 3D Mario or a Mario Kart, doesn't matter. That'd be a very, very, very good launch. Also, there's a chance of Splatoon 4 as well. I don't know if it'll be at launch, and I kind of hope it's not, because Splatoon 3 literally just ended. I hope it's later next year or something, because I'm sure they're going to want to drag out the Switch 2's game lineup throughout the year. Although the Switch 1 was only Zelda and Mario Odyssey, really, and Mario Kart at the beginning, and then towards the end of the year was Mario Odyssey. So I don't know. I'm just making a point here that it's going to be revealed probably in October. I don't see it not happening in October. I really don't, or November at the very latest, because we have seen nothing from Nintendo. They're being very, very quiet right now, other than knowing that people were at Nintendo HQ. People were also at the Nintendo Museum touring that, which I find that really cool as well. From YouTubers to people who work at Nintendo, you name it, there was different people over there checking that out, and I think that place looks really awesome. Someday I would love to visit there someday. But that being said, I've gone on long enough. I just had to talk about the Switch 2. I mean, it's been a minute. I didn't have another video idea at the moment, and I'm like, well, there's been a lot of leaks and rumors and speculation and things going on with the Switch 2, so I wanted to talk about it a little bit and express my feelings of what's going on and all that, and let me know in the comments, please, when you think this thing might be revealed, for one, when you think this thing might release. Do you have an idea on what could be launch titles? Do you know what's going on at Nintendo in any kind of way? I'd love to hear everyone's speculation in the comments section down below. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.